Hey, for everyone joining us here, we're just going to give everyone about 60 seconds to get into the room and get settled, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
My name is Derek Miller, and I am the president of the International Housewares Association. Thank you very much for joining us today. IHA has developed and introduced two digital marketplaces over the past several weeks, Connect 365 and Connect Commerce. To begin today's webinar, Liana Salama, IHA's Vice President of Marketing, is going to start by giving us a broad overview of both Connect 365 and Connect Commerce so that you have a better understanding of their differences and, more importantly, how these two programs work together.
Thanks so much, Derek. So as Derek mentioned, if we go to the next slide here, you are all likely receiving communications from IHA about two new platforms, Connect 365 and Connect Commerce. Just want to take a moment to give you an overview of these two platforms kind of side by side. Connect 365 is the relaunch of what was once called Housewares Connect 365. It is a year-round directory of member companies, brands, and products. As an IHA member, your presence on Connect 365 is complimentary. All you need to do is spend the time to upload your information and refine your profile. Connect 365 in and of itself does not have e-commerce functionality, which is where Connect Commerce comes in. So Connect Commerce is a brand new platform managed by Brandwise on behalf of IHA. You'll get to know the Brandwise folks in just a moment here. This platform does have e-commerce functionality, so retailers can actually place orders through this site. This opportunity is open to all of our members, but it does require entering into an agreement directly with Brandwise. While there is no charge to get started on Connect Commerce, there is a 3% transaction fee for orders placed through the site. So IHA members who are participating in both platforms will have a link on their Connect 365 page that takes the user directly to their storefront on Connect Commerce. So this way, the customer journey from discovery to purchase is completely seamless for the user. The reason for the two separate sites, in case you're curious about that, is really so that all of our IHA members can easily be part of Connect 365 without requiring that they engage in e-commerce. In addition, by creating an e-commerce market within the larger Brandwise ecosystem, we're actually creating the opportunity for our members to be discovered by retailers that are not normally engaged with IHA. The Brandwise team will talk a little bit in more detail about their expanded universe as we go through this presentation today. So both Connect 365 and Connect Commerce will officially launch on May 4th. So that's just in a few weeks here. This is the date on which we will begin to actively drive retailers to both sites. If we go to the next page here, just a quick outline of what we'll be doing. We'll start with an aggressive email, social media, and media relations campaign. So our hope is that the members, that all of you on this webinar today, will take a few moments between now and May 4th to both update your 365 profile and to take a close look at the commerce opportunity and see if it makes sense for you. So with that, I want to turn it over to the Brandwise team, starting with Kelly Bristol here, so that they can talk a little bit more about the opportunity in depth.
Thanks, Liana. Great explanation. So the IHA is doing a wonderful promotion to its members, and I have to apologize that I'm in a two-person working environment and I may have some background noise from my partner. So our promotion is we have 290,000 buyers and retailers in our ecosystem. We will be promoting those buyers are able to request to shop on Connect Commerce. We're going to be promoting the ability and the launch, the ability to shop and the launch of Connect Commerce to thousands of relevant Brandwise buyers. These buyers are separate from the IHA buyers, and they'll be new and able to discover your brand. So we're looking forward to doing that launch to let them know that they can start shopping. We also will do regularly scheduled buyer emails that feature products from Connect Commerce members. These emails will go to all IHA buyers. And when we send these emails out, we work with other associations, other marketplaces, and we do see spikes in buyer engagement on those days, as well as spikes in orders, which is really exciting and gratifying. The buyers on Connect Commerce are a trusted community. They're already qualified buyers. They're buyers that have been attendees of the Inspired Home Show, and these buyers are pre-approved to shop. So when they set up their passport to shop in Connect Commerce, they'll go right in and be able to start placing orders. Any buyers requesting who are new to the IHA, they're vetted and approved by IHA's buyer engagement team. So just like when a new buyer registers to attend the IHA's Inspired Home Show, they're reviewed to make sure that they're a qualified buyer for what we have going on here. So fear not, we've got your back. Also, with Connect Commerce, you'll have a great deal of exposure to new buyers, your existing buyers, loyal buyers who want to see your products, and the ability to be discovered by these new buyers gained from the BrandWise ecosystem. Again, we have 290,000 retailers in our system, and thousands of them are relevant for the Housewares audience. These buyers are eager to view products on the beautiful Connect 365, that they'll be going in there, looking, and then clicking to shop on Connect Commerce. It's just one click from Connect 365 to Connect Commerce. Of course, buyers can shop and order every day, all day, 24/7. And we know that this is the fastest growing segment for manufacturers, is orders coming in at all orders of the day from online. We have a global search function across all products and brands, making it easy for buyers to shop. And of course, participating members will attract new buyers for your brand, just like doing a live show. Being on Connect Commerce will expose you to those retailers who are shopping other brands. And of course, it's open to qualified buyers worldwide. And retailer power. So our retailers, yeah.
This one's got my name on it. So hello, everybody. I'm Todd Litzman. I'm the president and CEO and co-founder of BrandWise. Thank you all for joining us. We're super excited to get this project rolling with the IHA and all of its members. The next few slides will kind of take you through, we just kind of want to talk about what the power of these platforms are going to be. So when you think about the retailer power and what Kelly was bringing up with not only the numbers in our ecosystem, but we've been doing business in the B2B e-commerce wholesale sector for 24 years now. So we can go back and look historically at what some of the trends are. And what we're seeing on some of the online purchasing is at a minimum somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 per retailer ordering on these new sites. And that's increasing through 2020. And we're seeing a significant increase even into 2021. And we imagine that that's going to continue. Buyers are able to evaluate shop products across multiple suppliers at once. So as Kelly mentioned, that global search, if they're searching for pots or pans or wine glasses or whatever, they're going to come up for any of the brands that have product on the site across the board. And it's very easy for them to shop for each brand. Presence with the buyers, where they are and when they're shopping. So what we're seeing more and more now is, retailers are getting back open again. They may have less staff, they have less time and money to maybe travel and do some different things. So they're buying online and they're buying it off hours. So we see a lot of purchasing in the evening and purchasing when they're not busy at the store and those types of things. And having your product up on the marketplace gives them that capability to buy where and when they are shopping. Again, we're seeing more, as I mentioned, more and more buying in non-traditional working hours. And virtual shopping is by far, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody, the largest increase we're seeing in wholesale orders. We also, based on all the conversations and what we're seeing in trending, don't see that stopping. We see it becoming that hybrid mix when the markets be open again and when IHA can do a physical show where retailers will come back to that, but then they will continue to buy on the marketplace all year. So it's basically like having a show every day, and that's what the retailers want to see. We're seeing significant spikes year over year and month over month, as much as 180 to 200% in the agencies and the marketplaces that we're seeing now. So it's a significant increase in the activity, as would be expected. And again, as we're seeing, we do marketing and we do campaigns, we see an immediate spike in new passports and those passports placing orders. So what that means is not just the folks that have come to the show before, people that but of that BrandWise ecosystem that are coming and either creating or using their passports to place orders, which are leads to you on the marketplace. And it's happening on a daily, hourly basis. The other interesting part of the association marketplace with IHA, and one of the driving factors to why this partnership came about, was BrandWise's innate ability to include agencies and salespeople in the sales process if you use them. This is a big part of what we do. So salespeople in this scenario, if you use an agency or use independent sales reps and they use BrandWise, and even to some extent, if they don't use BrandWise, they can stay within the order process. So an order can get delivered from a marketplace to a salesperson that can help increase the value of that order. So when we look at orders that are generated just through websites, and we see these statistics all over the place where there's no salesperson interaction, the order volume is about a third to 1.5 times less than when a salesperson's involved. So if we can keep that salesperson involved, they can build that relationship on your behalf with somebody that they may not have known, that order will increase in its size, almost guaranteed across the board. The ability to deliver orders to these salespeople based on the territory rules that you'll establish. So if you have territory reps, maybe in just one location or across the country or across wherever they happen to be in Canada or anywhere else in the world, you'll be able to set that up so that when the order gets placed for a retailer in that territory, that order will get delivered to that agency or that salesperson. Fully automated transparency and delivery of these orders. So there's a whole bunch of e-commerce sites that are coming up in e-commerce marketplaces that offer up what they call zip code protection, and the visibility to a salesperson or to an agency is based on you sending it from the supplier side after the fact. So you can send them an invoice, you can send them that order, or you can send them an email. BrandWise provides, and this marketplace with IHA provides transparency. So those agencies and or sales reps, whether they're on BrandWise or not, get transparency automatically of the orders that are placed so they can continue to work with that retailer on your behalf, which is at the end of the day why you have them. New lead generation for your line. We're seeing a lot of this. What Kelly was mentioning with the pre-approved list, which is people that have been to the show before. We're seeing through the other marketplaces we have, and certainly through the agencies, a tremendous amount of leads being generated from these marketplaces, whether it's with each of you sending out to your retailers to shop the site, and that's causing leads for others, or people that are coming in through our marketing or through the IHA marketing. It's definitely proving to be a significant lead generator. It, of course, strengthens and supports existing relationships that you have. So for your retailers that want to buy from you, whether it's on your website, which many of you, if not all of you have, or making sure that they're purchasing on something that supports the industry and supports your association, this strengthens your relationship with those retailers by having them buy here, and therefore having your retailers have access into that, or your sales reps and agencies know that they're part of something that keeps them involved in it. Again, strengthening the relationships with those ties versus sort of pulling away from them, which a lot of the other sites, just based on the way they're built, have a tendency to do. A compelling opportunity or alternative, again, to new lead generation. When you think about it, marketing, you're doing your marketing, which is bringing leads to your brand. Now you can take advantage of the marketing that BrandWise will be doing and the marketing that IHA will be doing, and so on and so forth, to really generate, again, leads, which is a big part of this. And I just want to emphasize, if you don't work with agencies and you don't work with salespeople, it doesn't matter. You can still use the site. All the orders will come through directly to you. But if you do use agencies, or you want to use agencies or salespeople, there's opportunities for that here. All right, Kelly, back to you.
All right, thank you, Todd. So it's a level playing field, Connect Commerce. Unlike a trade show, a live trade show, all brands have an opportunity for equal discoverability. There's no front or back of a trade show aisle. There's no booth size difference. So the buyer experience, and therefore, your discoverability, is that, all they have to do is type in a word to, maybe they're looking for a grill. They type in grill, and all of those suppliers, vendors on the marketplace on Connect Commerce that have grills will come up in their search. So that's how it's a level playing field for all. And
All
easy
right.
to promote. This is Megan.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Megan Fisher, Marketplace Coordinator here at Brandwise. Some of you might be familiar with me. We might have communicated in the past about onboarding, but if you haven't joined, I'm excited for the new ones to come aboard, and I'm here to help at any time. So let's talk a little bit about, outside of the partnership with Connect Commerce, IHA, and Brandwise, how we're both kind of doing the marketing on each side. How can you promote yourself as a vendor on Connect Commerce? So your lifestyle image, which I'll show you in just a second, kind of what that looks like, is really the front door to your products. So this is really what's going to set you apart from any other vendor on the site. You will have a very unique URL for your individual brand and for each of your products. So each of these URLs can be snagged. They can be put in an email signature. This can be put into, if you're sending out letters to any buyers, if anybody still does that these days. But it can be embedded in any outbound messaging. You can actually put this within any of your social media links. So whether, you're Snapchatting, or if you're on Instagram, or if for those of you who are still on Twitter, you can actually embed these unique links as well and send this directly to your buyers. Once the buyers have a passport, they will be directed either to your individual vendor site or that individual product that you're looking to promote to them as well. So this is just one way that you can do this on your side. Here we go. So this is what we would call a retailer view. So as soon as they log into Connect Commerce, this is exactly what they're going to see. So when I mentioned lifestyle image on that last slide, this is what I mean by a lifestyle image. So each brand will have their own unique, distinct lifestyle image that you will upload through the onboarding process. And we just kind of took a snapshot of some current vendors on the site right here, so you can see how beautiful the site looks already. And again, Connect Commerce is beautiful on any device as this image displays. So whether you're, on a phone, you're on an iPad, a 70-inch, TV screen, or you're on your laptop, it's going to look good from a shopping perspective on any device. And it's also super easy for buyers to shop. They do, as Kelly mentioned previously, have a global search functionality. So if they're typing in knives, it's going to, search across every vendor on Connect Commerce, or they have the ability to search within a specific vendor if they're looking to just shop distinctly with you. There is an intuitive add to cart button, obviously. That's how they start, building up orders. If a retailer goes in and they start an order and they, have to step away for a couple hours, they can always come back, add more to their order, and finish later if needed. And there's also easy to add increments to every order as well. And we will be adding unique buying experience with digital catalogs. So vendors have the opportunity to upload their awesome catalogs, and retailers can actually shop digitally from that catalog within that vendor's view as well.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to give you just a very high level view of how all this works. If you're not sitting down, you should sit down, because you'll go through all this stuff, you might fall over. But it takes you through pretty intuitively. So how does this all work? So we start with you, the suppliers, and you're going to be uploading your product through a product that we call Transit, which we already have thousands of suppliers uploading millions of SKUs through. So that's the first piece of this to get your product ready to go. That product then gets pumped into Connect Commerce, where it's available for retailers to buy relatively instantaneously. And then you'll upload your images. And as Megan mentioned, soon enough, you're going to be able to upload your digital catalogs as well. The differentiation becomes in the next piece, right? So now you've got your product up on the site. Now we've got tens of thousands of retailers that we're marketing to, and so on and so forth, that we want to be able to purchase on it. So they access their passport, which are their keys to the community, how they get into the marketplace. They maintain their profile and their buyers and all that type of stuff. And then they get access into the marketplace through their passport. So again, they're either automatically approved, in other words, they can shop immediately through the link you've sent them, or coming into Connect 365 and clicking on the link. Once they start shopping, that's where it gets interesting. So now, if they're using BrandWise agencies, empowered agencies, or sales reps, then the orders that are coming onto the IHA can be delivered directly to that sales rep or that agency, either way. So that agency to that sales rep. And then there can be a back and forth between the agency sales rep or salesperson and the retailer. So that's where that order goes from, let's say, $150 to $175 to $300 up to maybe $500, $600 through that interaction. When the rep and the retailer say, that's great, go ahead and send it, at that point, the order will go to a product that we have called Stream. You guys will each get, for whether you're on the product already, through which you may be through BrandWise, or you're new to the marketplace, there's a version of Stream that's included at no charge that will give you the ability to download your orders. So the orders will come into your Stream and then from Stream to you. This is the world of BrandWise. If you're non-BrandWise, you have agencies or sales reps that aren't, then we'll still send an order confirmation through the system based on the territory you set up directly to that non-BrandWise salesperson or agency for transparency and visibility. So that's how that process works. Finally, are at the same time, the orders that get placed on IHA by that retailer on Connect Commerce that get placed on here that don't have BrandWise representation, these two arrows are simultaneous. So the order gets delivered through an email to the non-BrandWise salesperson, and at the same time now goes directly from Connect Commerce to Stream to you. And then you download those orders through your Stream dashboard, enter into your ERP. That point of downloading the order from Stream is your confirmation that you're accepting it and taking it in. And that's where we'll talk about later, the transaction fees kick in. So all of the stuff that's happening prior to this is just the state of the union, the way it works. It's only when you take that order from Stream that there's a fee associated with it. So that's how it all ties together, whether you're using BrandWise, your sales agencies or salespeople are or not. So hopefully that makes some sense. You can all stand up again now. All right, on the data flow.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. So product flow. So today we're talking about, giving you a big overview of Connect Commerce. And next week, we hope you'll join us to learn more about how, but I'm going to touch upon how because Todd showed you that product flow a little bit in the last slide. So we have something called Transit. It's a master file. It's Excel. We provide you with a template and you can work offline until you're ready to upload it. You get your data in there, you put your categories on there, different features, and then, explanations of your product. And then you simply, when you're ready, upload it. You can use this to all around the year for future updates. So if you have an update, other sites require updates one by one. This time, with us, with your master file, you just update that file and upload it again. We are a tech company and we're always offering new updates to our transit file. So inside of your passport, you'll actually see when we make an update. So you can go back there and grab the latest template if you like and add the columns that you need to make the updates. We'll talk a lot more about that in next week's webinar, but this is just to say that it's a very simple Excel file. We give you examples. We give you, we tell you what you must have. We tell you what you would like to have, and then you can populate those fields as you wish. We've learned from our other marketplaces that our customers on them have, it's like a live feed once you put your product up there, but they've been using it, and some people are going in, constantly refining how their products are showing. And they're really, honestly, they're sort of getting obsessed and enjoying the experience. So working with the transit file is kind of fun because you can see how your products will show using the different features that we offer. So the first time you populate it, there's a little bit of a lift. And then from there, you can have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and I think to Kelly's point there, one of the nice things about the site is once you're set up and you're connected to Connect Commerce, when you've uploaded your products or your images and all that, you can immediately see for just your brand what they look like on the site. So you'll see exactly what the retailer sees. So to that point of tweaking it and seeing how and I'm going to go into categories here, but how stuff lays out, you can look at it and go, you know, I don't quite like that, or maybe it's not exactly what I was thinking. You can just rework it and re-upload it, and it will immediately take effect. So what we found since we released categories, and to Kelly's point, we continue to bring new functionality into transit and onto the marketplace. And categories, while it's something that seems relatively general in the world of what we do, we're seeing that it's really helping drive retailers into where you want them to go within your brand. So what we're doing is we're allowing you in your transit file up to 25 top level categories, which you can assign your products to as many of them as you want. So that's a lot of categories. And then within that, you can have 3 breakdowns within it. So if you do the math, you can bucket your products pretty significantly, but really trying to drive them into how the experience is that you would drive a retailer if you were talking to them. You know, here's what you want, here's a category that supports you, so on and so forth. So really, you know, creating those, again, unlimited amount of top level categories, and you can assign a product to 25 of them. So if you want to have more than 25, you can. And again, that, you know, the categories as far as that no front and back door, just putting things in that will drive people into what you want them to see from in that category. Underneath each top level category, you can have 3 subs. What we learned a long time ago when we built the categories out, we brought a lot of users into the office that sales reps in particular that talk to us about how they like to see their suppliers set up categories. And the one thing that really drove them nuts was that I have this great category at the top, and then I click down into 3 categories, and by the time I click on the last one, I have 1 product. That they don't like. So trying to bucket them into some things that are more logical than bring them into something and bring your retailer into where they can see a multitude of products if possible within a categorization. So that's really kind of how that stuff works on the categories. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you'll see, and we'll go into more detail. One of the big things for many of you is going to be currency. So you'll be able to upload product in your local currency that will show up on the site within that, with that particular currency. So we'll talk more about that on next week's webinar. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Megan on some rules.
Thanks, Todd. So part of your onboarding process is setting up what we call the supplier default or your business rules. So this will include things like your minimums. You can set your minimum order quantity. You can set your order increments. You're going to be setting up your shipping methods, payment terms, whether that's net 30, net 60, credit card. And then you can also have the opportunity here to identify, as Todd spoke to earlier, your sales reps and agencies that you want involved in the sale as well. So we just basically send you a link within your onboarding documents for you to fill out all this information. And this is set up on the back end. So that way, when a retailer places an order for the first time, all of these rules are set up and, you know, they're ready to send that order on through.
Yeah, and we'll go into more detail on next week and any questions I may have about the payment methods. You know, we're a capture and forward company. So the way that orders are placed, the order and the payment method is delivered to you. The collection of payment and the processing of cards and things like that, we have some alternatives that you can leverage for that, but that goes through your current business the way that you do it today. And we'll speak more to that next week. All right.
Talk a little bit about the fee structure. Well, the good news is there are no setup fees to join Connect Commerce. There is no list requirement. The list is yours to keep. This is not going to be shared at all. And then there is that very, very low 3% transaction fee that applies to all orders transmitted across Connect Commerce. You will be invoiced quarterly, and there's nothing taken up front. Okay, so we're not asking for anything for you to get signed up to get started. All it is that very low 3% transaction fee for all orders placed on Connect Commerce. This is just a snapshot of some of our current participating companies. Yay for you guys for getting started and getting set up already. But as you can see, this list is just going to continue to grow and to grow. So just by seeing this, I hope that, you know, those of you that haven't signed your marketplace agreement are getting FOMO, because you are missing out. I definitely will say that. So let's add you to this list and let's keep this Connect Commerce marketplace growing.
So a little bit more about Brandwise. So I mentioned early on that we've been doing this a long time. So my wife and I, Janetta and I, founded the company a long time ago. Showroom Solutions was the original name. We work with a number of companies in the housewares sector already, so we're excited to work with many more. But the the piece of our business and what we do that's probably more important than almost anything else is supporting our customers. So whether it's reaching out to marketplace at brandwise.com when you have concerns over your transit file or your retailers that are struggling, that's what we do best. We make sure that we're handholding and taking care of our users and your customers the best we can. And we've been doing it a very long time across multiple sectors. And I think it's a very important piece of what Brandwise does and a big reason that the International Housewares Association partnered with us.
And just to piggyback off of Todd's last slide, so we are an industry recognized high level area of customer support. We do have a couple of dedicated teams to your success, whether that's the marketplace team or the support team at Brandwise. There's lots and lots of helping hands to get you through and get you set up. Like Todd just mentioned, we are a business partner in the housewares industry for 20 plus years. So we've been doing this for a very, very long time. And I'll just touch on, again, if you need, any of that kind of technical support, we have the support at brandwise.com email that you can always reach out to for the support team members. Or you can always feel free. And again, we stress this in the onboarding materials. Don't hesitate to contact marketplace at brandwise.com. There's a team of us there that see those emails as well. And we will definitely help you through any issues that you might have. And then also we have the Brandwise Support Center, which houses a ton of instructional videos, instructions on how to do things step by step. So again, we have a plethora of different support outreaches for you in case that you need that along the way.
All right, thank you, Megan. Yes, we do have a great team and we're here for your success. I want to talk a little bit about next week's webinar. So today we gave you sort of the high level view of what it's all about and why you might like to join. Next week, we're going to dig in into actually how to use Passport, Transit, content management, and tell you about Stream. So you'll want to invite members of your team who will upload the product information and receive and process the orders through Stream. So if you are the decision maker, but you're not going to be putting in all of the data on the Excel spreadsheet and uploading it, you'll want to ask that partner in your company to join you on next week's call. So it's Thursday, also like anyone to receive and process orders, just to say, so this is like when you get an order, you get an email into your inbox. Whomever is supposed to be processing orders, you'll want that person to sign up for their Passport too. Our webinar next week is Thursday, April 22nd at noon Central Time. You can find the registration link on the Inspired Home Shows page, and then just go through to the Connect area and then find Connect Commerce. There's a big tab right there. I know we have some questions I've been answering along the way, and we have a few more, so we can go into that. But for next week, you probably received a link from IHA on how to connect. We'd love for you to join Passport, to join Connect Commerce before next week if you're interested. That way, you'll be able to set up your Passport, at least get your information to us and get your logins set. Megan will send you an email back giving you the steps. You'll actually see some of the videos she referred to in our easy steps, our quick steps for logging in. And then when we dig in next week, you'll maybe have a little bit of an experience there. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week. I think we should go through the few questions that I didn't get to answer by typing. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. Well, that one's easy. Thank you. You're welcome. The fee applies to orders sent or orders accepted. Actually, the fee, our 3% fee does apply to every order that is sent to you in Stream when you react to that order.
Yeah. So like I was mentioning, you'll see them in your Stream console. If you had a retailer that for some reason you didn't want to sell or something like that, there'll be an ability not to download and print that order, and we'll go through the details of how that works. So as soon as you accept those orders in, that's where the billing comes in.
Okay. There's a question that is the supplier responsible for shipping expenses, and can we add in shipping minimum across multiple items?
So the way that we do this now, because we don't have, and this may change in the future, but for now, what we do is we put shipping as a to be determined by the supplier. So when you get the order, before you invoice the retailer or whatever you're doing there, you'll add the shipping to the invoice, and that's what you'll charge for. So you're responsible to ship it, to collect payment for the shipping, and to collect payment in general. So that's the same as it would be for a wholesale order that you're getting now that's coming into you.
Great. Let's see. Is there any way to communicate with buyers via this platform without them submitting an order, or is the communication only accessible once they've already placed an order?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the goals of Passport in general is to allow some communication, whether texting or instant messaging or chatting through the platform. So the retailers get connected to a marketplace, then they send orders to the supplier, and you can see the retailers and all that information in your stream console. The overall goal of this, though, is to allow that chatting mechanism or questions or things like that to go through the platform. Now, I think that the Connect 365 platform probably has, and I may be speaking a bit out of turn, but may have more of that initial back and forth in the virtual trade show. But the goal of Passport over time will be to allow for some of that communication as well.
Right. And the last unanswered question is the buyers we have in our database, are they more independent stores and not national accounts like Target or Walmart?
Yeah,
we have them all.
Yeah, it's the majority of the customers that we have that our customers sell through Brandwise to are going to be more of the mom and pop specialty retail. So while there are chains for sure that purchase through it, you're going to get a lot of specialty retail eyeballs on your product that you may not have the opportunity to get now. So it's a really nice sector of the marketplace besides the big box type of brands.
Right. We definitely have department stores. We have, through the many years that we've had reps working with us, some of the cool accounts are like, specialty supermarkets like HEB and, we've small chains as well as independent mom and pops, but also many of our customers do work with national brands, and we have national sales managers in our agencies who work with those larger brands. And if those stores have bought Housewares, we will be messaging them about Connect Commerce. And of course, IHA has their own trusted buyer list, and all of those buyers who went to the Inspired Home Show and are on IHA's list will be receiving information about the launch on May 4th as well. And I think that's it. Did you want to say anything else, Todd or Megan, on that subject?
I have the once every 40-minute train running out behind me here, so you may hear the horn. Other than that, not too much. I mean, we're super excited about this partnership, again, to work with each of you, make sure that we can get your product up and running and online for the launch on May 4th. So we want to answer any questions, certainly get you guys all on the webinar. If you want to get going before that, just reach out to marketplace@brandwise.com and we'll help you get your materials and your agreements and all that stuff prior to the call next week. That's what we're here for. So again, we're just really excited about the partnership and look forward to working with each of you. All right. Any other questions, or is that it?
There was one about how you list your products, but we'll go through that next week in the how-tos.
And again, if you want to know beforehand, you can email us.
Marketplace@brandwise.com is how to reach these people right here. All right. Thank you all.
Everyone, just one quick wrap up, just to let everyone know, everyone attending this webinar will receive an email in the next 24 hours that will include a link to access the recording of this webinar, a link to the Brandwise agreement so that you can take a look at that, review it, see if there's any questions you have about it, as well as a link to next Thursday's webinar, which, as Kelly mentioned, is kind of the how-to. It's really more of the back end, how you get started, how you upload assets and perfect your online store. So watch for that email. It will come from IHA webinars and will include all three of those links for you. So thank you everyone for joining, and we hope you're as excited about the opportunity as we are.
Awesome. Thank you.
Take care.